What if everything you've been chasing was never meant to be chased at all? We live in this constant loop of doing, checklist, goals, accomplishments, chasing, more, more, more. We wake up already running, as if crossing off one more task will finally make us feel enough. But what if being is actually the path? What if the peace, joy, and abundance you're working so hard to earn are already a state inside of you? Welcome back to the Built for Impact podcast. I'm Jake Burhands, and this is the podcast where inner peace meets high performance and where building your dream life starts from the inside out. Today's episode is about one of the biggest illusions most of us live inside of. It's this illusion that our worth is tied to how much we do. This was the biggest thing for me. I was the biggest doer of all time. Going back to when I was a kid, what was my first job? Construction. Wake up, drive an hour to work, 10 hours, shoveling, right? Drive an hour back, lift, condition, hockey, do. And especially I was conditioned in construction, you always got to be busy. You never want to be caught slacking off. So I was always like tying my worth to doing. Same thing with hockey, right? Your worth is tied to how much you do, how much you complete, how hard you work out, how much you're doing in practice, you're putting in the extra reps. So my entire identity between hockey and my early jobs in construction and just everything else was tied to doing. I was a human doing, not a human being. And I have spent the last 2 years, 3 years unwinding that to focus more on my state of being. So we're going to talk about shifting out of this matrix of constant effort and back into the natural state of being. That's what I'm going to talk about. This is your natural state of being, where peace, love, and abundance already exist. It is very important for us to understand that our natural state of beings as a human being is peace, it's love, it's abundance, it's those heart-centered, we look at the chakra, right? It's those heart-centered frequencies. But we trap things in those lower level centers because we cling on to the fear, the doubt, the worry, the guilt, whatever it may be, as the energy tries to rise up. But I want you to think about this. When you wake up, what are you immediately chasing? This is the reality. This is the matrix of doing. We wake up and immediately we start chasing. We're checking our phones. We're going to our to-do lists. We're squeezing productivity out of every single minute of the day. Society has programmed us to believe that if we just do enough, we'll finally be enough. But this is a huge trap because the finish line keeps moving and you can never do enough. It's an insatiable hunger to do and accomplish. And that's the culture we live in, especially in the United States, of doing, right? You got to do more. And you'll finally be enough. You'll finally reach success. You'll finally be peaceful when you have all the money. You'll finally feel love when you have the relationship. You can just go and get those things. But the truth is that linear time isn't real. It's not about doing things, right? Your worth doesn't live in future achievements. You're already whole right now. The chase is just an illusion. You don't need to become someone. You just need to remember who you already are. These states of being that we're chasing in the doing, whatever it is for you, safety, security, and money maybe, worthiness, abundance, peace, love, joy, excitement, whatever that is that you're chasing, that's a state of being that can be cultivated within you right this second. You choose to have that state of being. That's working at the quantum level. Everything is energy. I've talked about this in previous episodes. So if everything is energy and you are choosing this state of being, I'm just going to choose to feel love today. I'm going to choose to feel peace. I'm going to choose to feel joy. What's going to happen to your external environment if you make that your new baseline because everything is energy, because of quantum entanglement, because the energy you put out attracts the circumstances you attract in? You're going to get experiences that match that energy. So if I reprogram my state of being to one of peace, abundance, joy, excitement, whatever that is, and I go throughout my day in that state of being, you will start to notice synchronicities that mirror that back to you. I'm waking up feeling at peace. Things are going to happen in your external environment that put you more at peace. But when we wake up in fear and anxiety and worry and anger and frustration, and that's the frequency we're putting out, your external world is going to reflect those things. So it's much easier to change your state of being If you want to change your external environment and you want to live in this, whatever your dream life is, you need to change your state of being first. That's going to be the quicker way to change your external world. Instead of just going, chasing things and doing things and trying to accomplish things to get that feeling, choose the feeling now and let the external reflect it. So it's like the opposite. So basically, we're looking for a feeling by accomplishing these things, right? We're looking to accomplish things so we can be successful, so we can be safe, so we can get money, so we can have a feeling. What is that feeling that you're chasing? Choose to be that feeling now. Understand that you're whole, you're already enough. You don't need to do anything outside of yourself to get this feeling. And then once you make that your new baseline, you'll notice synchronicities that reflect that new frequency, right? And then eventually that's just the baseline. And you still have challenges. It's not like you live in this utopia. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the majority of your existence and the majority of the things you look at reflect this frequency. So ask yourself, what frequency are you in when you wake up every single morning? When you stop chasing and start being, you're shifting. It's a quantum leap. You're shifting frequencies. I'm going from being in fear and anxiety. And I had to do this work because when I started the real estate business, I was in fear and anxiety every single day when I would wake up. When I go to bed, pit in my stomach. So how was my day? It was freaking chaotic and it was miserable because that was the frequency I was putting out. So that was the experiences I was attracting in. But when I had the courage to step out of that and decide, no, this is not who I'm going to be. My biggest thing is like, I need to learn how to be at peace and to relax. That's all I needed to do. And once I had the courage to do that, and and it's also about teaching your nervous system. Your nervous system is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical, okay? So when you are so conditioned to fear and anxiety and whatever those lower level energies are, your nervous system does not feel safe when you're at peace. It literally thinks something's wrong. So I had to retrain my nervous system and be like, hey, it's okay. You can be at peace all day long. It's okay. Things are going to work out. You don't have to try to control everything. And that was the work I did for years, right? But now I would say I am, you're always doing the work until the day you die. But I have considerably shifted my baseline frequency to one of more of peace, abundance mindset, positivity. But I had to do that. And it's a conscious choice every single day. A conscious choice every single day when you catch yourself going into that old state of being to choose the new one. No, this is not me. I'm Jake 2.0, where everything's at peace. And I still have challenges and things still come in and things are still chaotic. But I look at these things different. I take it in. Maybe someone's angry at work or a friend is angry or whatever. I acknowledge the experience. I feel it, but then I let it go and I return to that baseline of peace. So when you, like I said, when you stop chasing and start being, you're shifting frequencies. Being love, being peace, being joy, being abundance. You stop reaching for feelings outside of yourself and start realizing that they already exist within you. Right? You stop striving for things. You just need to align with that frequency. And that's all you really want. That's why you're chasing these external things. I promise you, if you think about it, why do you want a car? Why do you want a house? Why do you want money? Why do you want a relationship? Why do you want to get social media followers? Why do you want anything? It's because of some feeling it's going to give you. And you got to ask yourself, what is that feeling? Right? And give yourself that feeling now. And then once you have that, I want you to pursue your visions and pursue your passions because you want to help others. That's why you should be pursuing it, because you want to give it away and you want to provide value to people, not because you're trying to make yourself complete. You're already whole as a human being because you were born. You already have everything you need inside of you. The only reason you should be doing anything really in life is to help others and serve others because you have everything you need inside of you. I want you to think about too, like I said, the last time you got what you wanted, maybe it was a raise, it was a car, it was a relationship. You thought it was going to be this big thing, right? Like you wanted the new car, you wanted the raise. Really what you wanted was the feeling of security, maybe. Say it's a raise. You wanted the feeling of security of having more money. But what happened to that high? It lasted what? A few days, and the raise was nothing. And that goes to show you it wasn't about the raise. It was about the feeling in your head you thought the raise would give you of security. That's because you weren't chasing, the high lasted only a few days because you weren't chasing the thing. You were chasing the feeling you thought the thing would bring. And that feeling, you can access it right now. So the moment you become the energy of what you desire, life starts reflecting it back to you. The outer mirrors the inner, right? Everything is inner. First law of the Kybalion, if you read that book, the Hermetic laws. First one, all is mental. Second one, as above, so below. Everything in this world is mental. Everything is a creation of consciousness. Inner creates the outer. So the inner state of being creates your outer world. The outer is literally just a reflection of your internal state of being. And when you look at things like this, you'll start to notice. you'll start to notice as you shift your frequency and you go into peace or whatever your new baseline is, you'll notice things in the outside world. The synchronicities. Synchronicities are the language of the universe. And once you open yourself up to that language of the universe, you cannot unsee it, I promise you. And then the universe is speaking to you in all sorts of different ways. It's an intuitive language. It's not logical. It's beyond the mind. It's above the mind. And here's the reality. You don't feel whole on the inside. So what are you doing? You're asking the mind, which is the problem. You're asking the mind to figure out, how can I feel okay on the inside? Well, the mind only knows the 3D. That's all it knows. All it knows is your material world. So what it's going to do is it's going to search in your mind. It's going to search material things that it knows to try to figure out, okay, what is going to make Jake feel at peace? Well, let's see, because it's only thinking material plane, right? Well, I think maybe if he got the car, then he'd feel, or he had a certain amount of money, or if he had this relationship or X, Y, Z, I think that would make him feel peace, right? But the mind is the problem. The mind is the reason that we have the fear in the first place. It's like Eckhart Tolle said, it's like asking the chief of police to find the arsonist of the town, the person who sets things on fire, when the chief of police is the arsonist. So you can't solve a problem of the mind with the mind. Did Albert Einstein say? You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created the problem. You have to move beyond the mind. So true creation, it doesn't come from control, right? It comes from this idea of surrender. And you'll hear people talk about this, Michael Singer and Eckhart Tolle and Wayne Dyer and Bob Proctor and Neville Goddard and all these people, Napoleon Hill. You got to surrender to life. What does that mean? It means that you stop trying to control everything in your external environment. You focus on your internal state of being. You have faith that everything's working out for you. And you have the courage to stay in that. And you got to train your nervous system to be okay in peace, right? And to not react to everything, respond. Responding versus reacting is huge. What's the difference? The main difference between reacting and responding is a simple pause. That's it. Something happens and you just react instantly. You're not pausing. You're not taking a moment. But if you can just do a simple pause, a couple breaths, you recognize you're the awareness observing the situation. You can detach, you can experience the emotion, you can let it go, right? And I'll bet you that you've probably noticed when you relax, things fall into place, opportunities appear, people call at the right time. That is not a coincidence, okay? That's what we call coherence. And you're aligned with the flow of the universe. So I want you to really pay attention the next time that you're more at peace, right? You're at peace. You don't need to struggle. We have these beliefs that we need to struggle to get the things that we want. We don't need to struggle. You need to be consistent and you need to take action, but you do not need to struggle and suffer to get the things you want. If that's the belief you want to hold on to, then congratulations. As Henry Ford would say, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. But life is always teaching us. Every experience is speaking to us, right? That's the language of the universe, the random conversation, the movie, the book on your shelf. It's all part of your evolution. You got to be aware of all these things and open to these things. Life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you and through you, right? We're not separate from life. We are life. So when you slow down and simply be, okay, you start hearing what life is trying to tell you. I'm going to leave it at that. As I always say, we don't have an information problem. We have an implementation problem. And I think that's enough for everyone to chew on for the week. I want you to take a breath and let go of everything you think that you need to figure out today. And then ask yourself, where am I trying to prove my worth through doing? What would happen if I just let myself be right now in this moment? What would happen if I just chose peace? If I just chose joy, right? It's going to be okay. So throughout the day, I want you to pause and ask, am I being or am I chasing? So that's the biggest question throughout the week. Am I being or am I chasing? Am I chasing something to try to get the feeling, or am I being right now? So let's just focus less on doing, more on being. Do less, be more. You don't find peace by doing more. You find it by being peace. That is the biggest takeaway here. Like I said, this week, practice being more, doing less. Trust that the path is unfolding exactly as it should. You're not here to force the way. You are the way. All right? If this episode hit home, please share it with someone who's been grinding, hustling, or burning out. If you got any value out of it and you have not left a review, I would so much appreciate it if you left a review on Spotify or Apple. And yeah, we will see you next week. All the peace, all the power.